Hello and welcome to another episode of Pokemon Go. And today we're going to be talking about this AR Plus that's been tweeted out by Pokemon Go. We're going to be talking about this, the APK behind it, and a couple other things that haven't been mentioned by a few other YouTubers. So, in here, we're seeing basically trainer tips, and Mystic 7 have already gone over the entire thing about the AR kit. It's running on the iOS 11 and iPhone 6s or newer models that can experience this. And with it, it comes along basically a whole new way to do AR mode captures, which I've never been able to do because my phone doesn't even have the AR capability for it. So this doesn't really apply to me much, but here you can see Charizard and Snorlax much closer to the screen. That's because you can now sneak up on Pokemon in this new update. And here we go with awareness. You can see how this Pikachu, the little exclamation point is just kind of clear. And then if you get closer to it, in real world, you can sneak up to the Pokemon because they're now fixed to a certain point, and then they scale, bigger. And then if you get too close, that exclamation point will, I guess, gradually go from yellow to orange and then to red. And the closer you get, the better expert handler bonus you can get, which will give you extra Stardust and extra XP. And so, if the Pokemon does run away because of too close of a proximity, you can actually click onto a bush and get an extra chance to capture the Pokemon. Now, this also, if you do use social media a lot, go ahead and use that hashtag PokemonGoAR+, to share your experience. Now, this is all part of the, oops, that's the wrong button. There we go. This is all part of the new 87.5 update that's being rolled out, and in it, with the APK by the Silph Road, a lot of it you can see is AR mode, lots of stuff. Jump from bush, jump away from player, jump away meters, awareness, look at player, flee threshold. There's a ton of stuff. If you want to go in and look at all this kind of stuff, go ahead and follow the link in the description below to all the articles here, and he'll be able to tell you all that good stuff. Also, a new login error update has appeared for Pokemon Trainer Club, some Battle Party tweaks, attack name readability fix. Let's see. Which, by the way, apparently, it does actually house something that Trainer Tips has actually said about maybe multiple charge moves coming in the future. That's still just speculation at the moment. But there also have been new graphic assets found in the APK for new holiday special boxes, a new Hoenn Pokedex badge, and then that's it. And then also, as a part of a different APK mine, if we go over to the Go Hub, not only has the AR kit and 87.5 been totally updated and whatnot, they have also found some new Generation 3 Pokemon assets being added to the game, as well as Delibird. So the app is now downloading assets for 20 new Generation 3 Pokemon focused on water and ice, probably because this last batch of Pokemon had very few, or were there any water? Besides Mudkip, not many, if any, water Pokemon have been added. So water and ice types have been added, as well as Delibird, which is very cool. And then also new AR tutorial steps for the AR Plus mode. Now the 20 new Pokemon to be expected in the game are Lotad, Lombre and Ludicolo, Carvanha and Sharpedo, Wailmer and Wailord, Barboach and Wishcast, Wishcat, no, Corphish and Crawdont, Feebas and Milotic, which will feature the buddy walking distance requirement, which I'll get to, Glalie and Snorunt, Walrein, Celio and Spheal, Relicanth and Luvdisc, and is missing one particular water Pokemon, Clamperl, and its two evolutions, which I'm also going to be getting to in a moment. And this file has been found. More Pokemon have arrived, featuring Feebas, Milotic, and Luvdisc. Trainers, 20 more Pokemon have 20 more Pokemon from the Hoenn region, including water types and ice types, have been spotted all over the world. So expect this in the coming days. And also Delibird is coming to town for Christmas. So it's already been reported that Delibird's moves have been in the APK and Game Master files. So now there's nothing holding back Niantic from putting in Delibird into the game, especially with the little teaser of possibly Delibird's foot area sticking out from behind the tree and a present being thrown from that same area. So, however, Delibird is the first of the new Pokemon added to the game since Gen 3 to not also have its shiny sprite load in at the same time. And then here are the new AR Plus kind of features for the tutorial. And then something that hasn't actually been talked about much is something that was found in the APK a little while back, or actually from, I believe, a Niantic kind of a let's see, I'll just read it. The official Niantic support page for evolution items, that's what it was, confirmed that Deep Sea Scale and Deep Sea Tooth are new evolution items for Pokemon. So both of those will be for the evolution of Clamperl, which is a water-type Pokemon in Gen 3. Now you use the Deep Sea Scale and Deep Sea Tooth for either getting a Gorbis or a Huntail, both of which are water-type Pokemon, and neither of which will be really great for the game, but will be an interesting and probably rare Pokemon because they are much like Steelix, Sunflora, and all the other Gen 2 evolution item requirement Pokemon, where you're going to have to take some time before you can actually get one, unless you're extremely lucky and get both back-to-back once they've been released. So, in addition to these two new items, the same page also confirmed some Pokemon like Feebas will have walking requirement before they're ready to evolve. So, in addition to collecting candy, select Pokemon like Feebas need to be walked as your buddy Pokemon before they are ready to be evolved. And then here is a picture of what that is, and at the bottom you can see evolution item requirement, candy cost, KM, buddy distance requirement. So, alright, so for the evolution of Feebas, which is the kind of fish-looking Pokemon in the underneath the have, you then have the very majestic-looking Pokemon to the other side of it, not the heart-shaped one. If you're not familiar with any of these Pokemon, the featured Pokemon are again Feebas, which is a fish, Milotic, which is the evolution of Feebas, and then Luvdisc, which is the heart-shaped Pokemon. So Feebas will evolve into Milotic, but it will feature KM buddy distance requirement. So you will have to walk some X amount of KMs with Feebas as your buddy before you're able to evolve it. So it's going to be much like Umbreon and Espeon currently in the game, but this will actually just be a flat-out requirement for Pokemon to evolve in Gen 3, and possibly further. We don't know which Pokemon they'll be, except Feebas will definitely be one of them. So, as soon as Feebas is out in the game, if you want Milotic, you might want to be switching Pokemon very soon, especially because Milotic is supposed to be kind of like a Gyarados, not the same, but very similar in actually, let me research that real quick. So yes, Milotic will actually be a great addition to the squad. It will come out to just under 3000 CP as a maximum, and will be very similar to Gyarados as a water-type Pokemon in the meta. It might actually have a little bit more of a defense stat and a little bit less of an attack stat, but it will be very close to a Gyarados in the metagame. So, walking Feebas as your Pokemon buddy might be a good choice, especially if you are not in a very water-centric area and you happen to get a Feebas early on in the game and you don't have many Gyarados. Could be a great way to go about it. Also, water Pokemon in the meta have proven to be very useful, so even in Florida, where water Pokemon are everywhere, Feebas will be one of those Pokemon that people might be walking to get a Milotic early on and then switching back to whatever you're walking currently, in my case Torchic. So yeah, that's basically it for the update. A lot of very new and interesting things are happening to Pokemon Go. The Christmas event, today being the 20th, should be being announced within the next couple of days. Today is a Wednesday? Today is a Wednesday, so usually new updates and events and things like that happen on Thursdays when Niantic chooses to talk about them. So we might be hearing about this as early as tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the episode there. If you did like it, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. If you're enjoying the series, please subscribe. And as always, God bless and see you for another episode of Pokemon